Alright, so I'm going to be making a quick little video here on Drive HUD 2. Um, it's a poker HUD which basically tracks the um, stats for players automatically. If you have Drive HUD 1, the original, and you get Drive HUD 2, it'll automatically search for and upload your files already. So whatever stats you have on people from um, sites with names on them or your own stats will be uploaded automatically. My level of play is going to be terrible, so don't judge me on that, all right? And basically you just have to open up Drive HUD before you start playing, and it takes one hand for the HUD to kick in, so we'll see that in a second. Here it says one full hand must be played before HUD appears. And once it appears, a bunch of different numbers are going to show up on the table here. It's a pretty useful tool. Um, again, it basically just keeps track of a lot of different numbers, how much people are raising pre-flop, how often I should say, and other stats like that, how often they're three betting, etc. Here we go. So just gonna organize where these go real quick. And you can customize it so you have different stats appear. Right now I just have it on the default. So it's just like the two big numbers are VPIP, voluntarily put in pot, and pre-flop raise. So this first number is, what percent of hands they're VPIPing, what percent of the hands they're coming in for a raise with. The two smaller little numbers are 3-bet percentage and aggressive percentage, how many times they bet or raise, divided by how many times they call, basically. Okay, hopefully I don't play too terribly and make myself look stupid. Pretty standard. I think 1/3 sizing on paired boards when you're the pre-flop aggressor is pretty standard there, right? So yeah, besides just keeping track of stats at each individual table, it also keeps your stats. Um, so over, however many hands you play, it'll keep track of how much you're winning and losing for different sites. Right now I'm playing on Ignition, but it also works on ACR and other sites as well. Those are the only two that I play on. But I'm pretty sure it works on like Poker Bros and other online poker sites too. So with Ignition, since everything's anonymous, when you first start playing, the stats aren't as useful. You know what I mean? You only have 4 hands. So I only have 4 hands like on these people, so I don't really know exactly how useful that information is at this point. But it's definitely good the more hands that you get on people. And on sites like ACR, where it keeps track of player names, you'll get a much larger sample size versus those players. So again, as you can see, more hands go by, the numbers change. It also has a heat map. So anytime a hand goes to showdown, it will show you which hands that they played. So for me, the the HUD knows that I had pocket queens, and since that's the only hand that I played, that's the only hand that's in the population here. And again, you can customize it to have different stats showing too. Just started using it, so not really too familiar how to do that yet exactly, but I'm gonna figure it out. So you can see, bet when check two on the turn and stuff like that. Steal percentage, all sorts of different stuff. Also, it keeps track of how much they've won or lost at the table. So right now, this should say we're up 3 1/4. I go over our name, and it shows like the ups and downs of it. Okay, Queen 3 suited. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to fold that. It also, Drive HUD 2 also works for tournaments as well as cash games. So it'll keep track of, player stats in a tournament. It also keeps track of your tournament results, so you don't have to keep track of it yourself. You can see, after however many tournaments you play, if you're winning or losing, how much. And you can go into the stats themselves in order to sort of study your own leaks. It'll show you, let's say, it'll keep track of all the hands you've played. So let's say you're losing with ace queen from under the gun. It'll show that, and then you can maybe see, you can look at individual hands and see, am I playing too loose? Maybe you're just getting unlucky, but it'll kind of give you an idea of like, okay, maybe I'm overplaying this hand from this position kind of thing. So yeah, basically, again, it's just keeping track of the stats for you, keeping track of your results long term, following the different players. And you can also customize it too. Let's see, do it in here. Yeah, okay, so you can tag hands for review for later, so you can go back and see, put it into a solver or whatever, um, pile solver, whatever, and you can check and see, oh, did I misplay this, whatever, if you're not sure in the moment. And yeah, you can change the look of it. So let's see what one of these other looks like. Okay, it says it's going to be loaded on the next hand. So if you don't like this specific layout, there's ones where it'll be like a little horseshoe that you can put over, like, yeah, like this. So if that's more your style, you can have it like that. There's ones where it's just like, I think like a block of text, basically. Um, like just all squares. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the other one because it's kind of the one that I like. But yeah, that's basically about it. Drive HUD 2, I would recommend it if you're looking for a poker HUD. It's solid. The uh, the developer, I think, is on 2+2 Poker Forum. He's pretty interactive. If you have any problems or anything like that, he'll help work it out for you. And overall, I think it's a useful HUD, and yeah, that's about it really. All right, well, good luck out there. Oh yeah, so I also just wanted to say about Drive HUD 2. It's really easy to use. I didn't use a HUD for most of the time that I was playing poker up until about a year ago, mostly because I thought I was like kind of too dumb to figure out how to use it, or maybe not that, but more intimidated and trying to like figure it out. But it's really simple to set up and use. You just basically have to um, download it, install it. Everybody knows how to do that stuff. And then once you open it, I think like you just go into the settings and find whatever site that you're using and make sure that it's enabled for that site. And then it loads everything on its own. So you just run the program while you're playing poker, and it will put up all the different stats on the screen and stuff like that. And you can also, customize it and do more stuff with it too if you like. So yeah, that's it. All right.